Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, and it's been a few days now since we had GCW Cleanup Man, but I'm going to keep doing like I've been doing all year. Every single GCW show in 2023, I have to have a review right here. You can look at star rating. You can also see the best of mid-season 2023 right here at the end of the year in January 1 probably, get it up. We'll have the best of GCW 2023, the 23 best matches, along with the showcase of the independents like I did last year. The goal is to showcase 23 different independent wrestling companies throughout the month of January, and then we'll also do the Big Four. And what I consider the Big Four is WWE, AEW, New Japan, and Impact. We'll also do this kind of the subs for those that, like the NXTs, we'll do their separate one for them, Ring of Honor, and then JCW, Jersey Championship Wrestling, which is kind of the developmental, kind of the sub of GCW. We'll do that one as well separately. But GCW Clean Up Man happened on July 8th. They were at the Hartford, Connecticut Webster Theater. GCW, if you've never seen the show, you gotta go check this stuff out. There's not all death matches. If you have been a fan of wrestling since the 90s, remember the old ECW. I would consider GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, kind of the newer version of what Extreme Championship Wrestling was with Paul Heyman. Yes, you have death matches. Yes, you have glass tubes, barbed wire, but you also have scramble matches. You also have some great, just fantastic matches. You get matches you never thought you would ever want. We had one recently. Zack Sabre Jr., the best technical wrestler in the world, versus the god of death matches, Nick Gage. I mean, come on. That's one of those matches I didn't know I wanted until it was announced, and I went, oh my god, I want that. It was good, by the way. Go look it up. Alright, first match. We had a four-way match. We had Alec Price. If you've never seen Alec Price, you need to get independent wrestling television. You need to check out High Spots and Northeast Wrestling. Alec Price is the real deal. He is... best way to describe him. If you are a Will Ospreay fan, kind of the bigger name of that genre kind of guy, what he was 5 years ago, that's what Alec Price is today. Brogan Finlay, yes, the brother of David Finlay, the son of Fit Finlay. The Finlay family knows everything there is to know about wrestling and then some. Dustin Waller, young up-and-comer, and who doesn't love Grim Reaper? How many people can do moonsaults and do all kinds of stuff top rope with a joint in their mouth? Only one, the Grim Reaper. Alright, well, four-way matchup. You had everyone doing their kind of spots. Brogan's kind of a power guy, kind of like David Finlay, where he can do some lucha libre stuff. Dustin Waller, all about kind of high-flying. Grim Reaper, just that catches cats can kind of guy who just with a joint in his mouth. Alec Price, again, I think he's one of the greats coming up. Alec Price getting the victory here, ended up giving it 3.5. Next up, we had a little six-man tag action. We had the Sat, Joel, Maximo, Jose, Maximo, and their brother Will, Maximo, going up against, you got to have Jimmy Lloyd and Wasted Youth, Dyln, McKay, Marcus Mathers. Again, another young, talented tag team. Kind of picture Young Bucks, Motor City Machine Guns, their first 2 or 3 years of wrestling before they got big. That's what Wasted Youth is. Jimmy Lloyd, the boy Jimmy Lloyd, gotta have him. Nice little six-man tag, obviously, with the Sat, with Jimmy Lloyd. You had a few little things come in, maybe a chair or two, ladder or a door or two, but overall, good match. Jimmy Lloyd and Wasted Youth getting the victory. I ended up giving it 3.25. Next up, we were supposed to have Cole Radrick versus John Wayne Murdoch, but Effy came out, challenged the locker room. John Wayne Murdoch came out to accept the challenge. Then Cole Radrick came out and said, whoa, we got a match going on. So they ended up throwing a three-way out there. So we had John Wayne Murdoch versus Effy versus Cole Radrick, the Ratty Daddy. Really good match. Effy is so underrated. I don't know what kind of wrestler and character he is, but it's not a character. He is himself. That's what makes Effy so damn good. Make sure you check out Effy's Big Gay Brunch Labor Day weekend in Chicago. John Wayne Murdoch gained the victory here. Short little match, almost 9 minutes long. I end up giving it 3-star with John Wayne Murdoch gaining the victory. Next up, we had Charles Mason, the Masonary, going up against Joey Janela, the bad boy. Charles Mason, his gimmick, his character has been taking out people, taking out friends of Effy, the mainstays of Game Changer Wrestling. He's attacked Effy. He's attacked Alec. Anyone they brought in. He had Billie Dixon with him for a short time, turned on Billie Dixon. He's got Muscle and Paro with him. These two henchmen, I guess you would call them. Charles Mason's just evil, kind of that, hitman kind of character almost. He's also in a couple other, I can't even think of the other, Unsanctioned Pro, I know they've had some matches. Yeah, there's some other indie companies, and Charles Mason's the same type of character, same everything. Pearl's his henchman, they attack people, he ended up attacking Joey Janela, trying to hang him. You had, somebody came out, I already knew who it was, I didn't even read my own handwriting, that's kind of funny. Came out to save Joey Janela, but Charles Mason ended up getting the victory. I give it 2-star. But the character building at Charles Mason, I would love for that, because it carries throughout different independent companies, so it's actually pretty cool. JCW, GCW, it's all over the place. Next up, we had the GCW World Title on the line. Champion Blake Christian against the returning Richard Holliday. Richard Holliday was part of the dynasty in MLW with MJF and Hammerstein. Richard Holliday was diagnosed with cancer. He was gone from the business for right at a year, battling cancer, battling some other stuff. Was able to beat that battle, which is amazing. He missed an entire year of his career. He came back June of this year. This was his 5th match back. Had some stuff in Wrestling Open, and he came here and battled Blake Christian for the GCW World Heavyweight title. Great story for him to be able to battle his personal battles with cancer and coming back and wrestling. 16-minute match, took it to Blake Christian. Really good match. Blake Christian did get the victory and retain his title. Ended up giving it 3.5, but the personal story of that is what made this match even better. Next up, we had, I would say, one of the great tag teams in Northeast Wrestling of the Northeast, Waves and Curls. Jaden Brandyn and Traevon Jordan. We had a 3-way tag team match. So Waves and Curls, Los Macizos, Ciclope, Miedo, Extremo, and YoKai, Janai, and Yoya. When Los Macizos is involved, you're going to get some doors, you're going to get some chairs, you're going to get a little hardcore. They live up to their name. Waves and Curls did all they can, flying off the top rope, but at the end of the day, Los Macizos gets the victory, end up giving it 2 3/4 star. Next up, we had match of the night, the GCW tag titles on the line. The champions, East West Express, Jordan Oliver, Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne, 18-year-old Nick Wayne. I believe he just had a birthday, if I remember correctly. Find out when young Nick Wayne just turned 18 2 years ago, wrestling for Defy Wrestling. One of his heroes, I believe it was his hero, Darby Allin, showed up in Defy. Darby came from Defy. July 10th. So yeah, yesterday was his 18th birthday. So Darby Allin shows up in Defy after Nick Wayne having a great match. Presented him with a GCW contract. When he turned 18, he was signing the GCW. He's 18. He would make his GCW debut on Wednesday night. He is the next big thing in pro wrestling. I've been a fan of this business for 28 years. For the last 12, I've been doing videos on YouTube. You can go back and look at Pro Wrestling Pulse. You can go back at looking at the Independent Wrestling Report, the IWR show, my channels. I've been a fan of a lot of wrestlers. This is the guy, 18 years old, Nick Wayne. And 20 years from now, I think he could be one. You're going to look at Nick Wayne in 15 to 20 years like we look at Suzuki Okada, like we look at Kenny Omega, like we look at AJ Styles. That's, to me, my opinion, that is the career level that Nick Wayne can get to. Him teaming up with Jordan Oliver right now, big breakfast, young, dumb, and broke guy. I mean, Jordan Oliver is another guy. With the right breaks and the right opportunities, he could be huge. Going up against Gringo Loco and Jack Cartwheel, if you look at Gringo Loco, you would not picture one of the greatest Lucha Libre stars of pro wrestling. This match was just crazy. Because there are things that Nick Wayne can do off the top rope. Same with Jordan Oliver, same with Gringo Loco. Oh, by the way, Jack Cartwheel as well. Second to none. 16-minute match, 4 stars. One of the best tag matches of the year. And in January, on the anniversary of the passing of Jay Briscoe, I will be doing the best tag team matches of 2023 in honor of Jay Briscoe. So East-West Express, Jordan Oliver, Nick Wayne retaining their GCW tag titles. I want Nick Wayne to show up on AEW Dynamite with the GCW tag titles and Jordan Oliver by his side, but I won't get that. Next up, we had Utami, Hayashishita. Don't know if I said that right. Utami, we're just going to go with that, versus Billie Starkz. Utami is one of the top stardom wrestlers on the planet. She very rarely do stardom wrestlers wrestle in the United States for a non-stardom company. And then we know New Japan purchased Stardom. To get her in GCW versus an 18-year-old Billie Starkz, unheard of. Utami went out there and put a clinic on with Billie Starkz, 3.5 star. Utami getting the victory there. And then our main event, we had Nick Gage versus Psycho Clown. Again, a phenomenal match. If you've never seen Psycho Clown, he is literally psycho. He's dressed like a clown. He will do anything in a ring. Nick Gage will kind of do the same thing. These two actually got, it was some of the deathmatch stuff, but it wasn't as deathmatchy as a lot of stuff is, if that's a word, but it was a good match. You got hardcore. I'll give it 3.25. Of course, Nick Gage getting the victory. It is GCW. But overall, great show. 4-star match that tag titles. Again, Nick Wayne, future of this business. Jordan Oliver, present and future of this business. Utami versus Billie Starkz, 3.5. The GCW World Title was 3.5 with Blake Christian, Richard Holliday, and then Psycho Clan and Nick Gage, 3.25. 3.5 for that 4-way Green Reefer, Alec Price, Dustin Waller. I mean, great show. $7.99 for Fight Plus, and you can get everything GCW. Not only just this year, but everything GCW's ever done. You can see the best of 2020 here on Robert Sports Show. The best of 2021. The best of 2022. Those, of course, in my opinion, you know what? Wrestling is 90% opinion, 10% fact. But that is Game Changer Wrestling, a clean-up man, as always. Thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.